Hello everybody, it's me, Code Trucker Looter, signing in for another episode of the C Sharp Crash Course series. And here we have a very important announcement because this is the last section of our chapter 3. Finally, this section covers all about switch statements. In the next chapter, in the next episode, we're gonna go with chapter 4, which is all about loops. So one step further away from methods and functions. And I'm also happy to announce that we got in the channel 50 subscribers, meaning that 50 people already are here in our channel. I'm so happy, you know, for this channel. I know I'm a slow burner and I can't find enough time to be, how you call it, more active in the channel. But I appreciate people actually subscribing and seeing this in the and watching my channel and see what they can do with C Sharp. So without further ado, guys, let's go to the next section, which is the switch statement. Okay, let's go right over there. So switch statements. The switch statement uh, basically tests the value of a variable or expression, determines where the program will branch. Okay? So typically a branch occurs when one part of a program causes another part to execute. The if-else statement allows your program to branch into one of several possible paths. It performs a series of tests and branches when one of these tests are true. The switch statement, however, is a similar mechanism, but it tests the value of an integer expression and then uses the value to determine which set of statements to branch to. So I'm going to show up here a very minimalistic approach to the switch statement in this image. And when you guys can see this image, you guys are going to have a better idea of what the switch statement is. But for now, let's get going into basically how we're gonna do our programs for a switch statement. So we have at least like 3 programs here. Okay, so we go to create a new project, C# console application, and the program is gonna be called choice chooser, right? Yeah. We're still in chapter 3. Create. Okay, we can hear. So we have using system collections.generic, and we have a class here called program, just like every other program that we have. And we have also our static void main. All right, and we have here now variables. We have one variable, a char variable called choice. Okay, now console.writeLine. So enter A, B, or C. Choice equals convert to char console.writeLine. Okay, we have here the switch statement. It's going to be choice. We are going to open the brackets here and put the word case, create that console write line. You entered A. I'm gonna break here. I'm gonna create another case. We're gonna do colon here, not semicolon, okay? Console on the right line. You entered B. I'm gonna break again. I have another case, case C. Console the right line again. What did I do here? Sorry. You enter C. Okay. All right, and now we have to make a break again here. Alrighty. So after all this done, we have to create a default. Default basically means it's none other of the options that you programmed. Therefore, it has to return a value. Otherwise, we are gonna have some troubles. Okay. So we go console right line here. You did not enter A, B, or C. All right, and we still have to break it. We still have to break it. So when you break, you basically tell the program that there's this branch is already over, so you need to skip to the other branch. So with that being said, we are ready to go and save and compile. So enter A, B, or C. So let's gonna do A. You entered A. Perfect. Let's gonna do B. B. You entered B. And you enter C. Perfect. But what about if I enter D? You did not enter A, B, or C. See? Now, that was the most minimalistic way to show the switch statement. But we have more. We have way more, okay? Yes. Okay, so here, go to File, create new project, and C# again, create a basic menu. So basic menu. This is our second program. We're gonna do using system, using system.collections.generic. There we go. Class program. And then we're gonna go for static void main. All right. Static void main. Now I'm gonna do this switch statement. Create a basic menu system. Okay, so we go here, variables, string input, right? Go console dot write line, all right? Choose an option. Okay. Here we have console.writeLine again. We got here start. Okay. Also have here number 2 as settings. Okay. No need for that. We also have console.writeLine 3 as in exit. Period and there. So now we create input equals console.readline. Okay, now create a switch statement with the value input. Okay, perfect. So we did here case 1. So notice the difference between the first project and the second project. I'm using characters, therefore I'm using double quotation. I was using single quotation marks, but now I'm using strings. So now I'm using double quotation marks. Okay. Column here. We can create here console.writeLine. Starting the program or starting program. Okay, we create a break. Okay, now we get case number 2. There we go. Perfect. Console.writeLine. Opening settings. All right, nice. And we break again. Break again. We create a case 3. Hold on a minute. Case 3. And it's going to be console.writeLine again. Exiting the program. Exiting the program. We break. Now we do default value. Default value. It's going to be console.writeLine again. We create a please use a valid option. Maybe a period will suffice over there. We have to break again. Okay, and that should be it. We save and then we compile. So choose an option. So we're going to do 1, starting program. Okay. How about if we do it again? 2, opening settings. That's great. How about if we do it again? 3, exiting program. So, oh no, no! What have I done? What have I done? Okay, sure. Okay, no! What is this? I don't know what I did. What's new? I don't know what's new. Anyway, basic menu. So what happened if I choose, for example, 5? Please use a valid option. There you go. So that's how you use the switch statement. And actually, there is a third one over here. How we're 14 minutes in. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. It's fairly big, so I'm gonna do some copy and pasting basically. So just to save some time over here. But basically, I'm gonna do it, piece by piece. So you guys are not gonna miss anything. Okay? So go back to File, create a new project, C#, and the program's gonna be called Plan Selection. Okay? Plan Selection. All right, so we're gonna do using system, using system that collections that generic. There we go. Create a class called program. Okay. And inside this class program is going to be a static void main. All right. Cool. So now this program uses a switch statement to determine the item selected from a menu. Okay, so we got the variables here. Okay, so you guys are ready. So in the first one, what I'm going to do is create variables here. Variables are going to be the integer choice, which basically holds a menu choice. The integer months, which to hold the number of months. Sorry, and then we have a double charges, which basically to hold the monthly charges. Okay, we also have three constant double integers. Okay, constants for membership. Okay, so we have const double, have adult, which is equal to, which we're going to assign the value of 40. We have also child, which we're going to hold the value of 20, and senior, which is going to be 30. All right. We also have other constants called constant for menu choices. So we are going to do this. Voila. That's how it goes. Okay. So we also have here an instruction that says display the menu and get a choice. Okay. So basically that's what we do here. Display the menu and get a choice. Console right line, health, club membership, yada. Console right, senior citizen membership. Console right line again, enter your choice, and then choice convert to integer 32. Okay. All right. Now let's create the switch statement. The switch statement is gonna be kind of tedious. Let's see here. So I'm gonna paste the switch statement here. Okay. Okay. So what did we do here? So switch statement starts right here. Okay. So switch choice. Okay. So the first case is adult choice. We create console write line for how many months. Months convert to integer, console read line. So that means that we are inputting, then charges months times the adult. Console write line, the total charges are, plus charges, and then break. Then we do the same thing with the child choices, okay? Then we do the same thing but with the senior choices. Then we have a case, quit choice, meaning that the program is ending. And then we have a default saying the valid choice are 1 through 4. Run the program again, yada yada yada. Okay, so we now go to the save and we click on compilation. Okay, so standard adult membership. Okay, so child membership, senior membership, or standard adult membership. So we have here, let's put into one because we're an adult. For how many months? How about just for 1 month? The two charges are 40 bucks. That's actually pretty cheap for today's standards, isn't it? But that's how we do it. Okay, so let's do it again. How about if we're gonna put two kids, okay, seniors, child membership for how many months? Let's say for 2 months. It's gonna be 40 again. Okay, let's see. Let's go for a senior one. Okay, let's go for senior. Okay, for how many months the senior's gonna be there? Senior's gonna be there for like 5 months. Okay, so it's gonna be $150. And that's it, guys. That is basically the switch statement. You create an integer value or any other value that you want to, and then you create cases with numeric numbers from 1 through many cases you want. Then in all those cases, these are basically branches that you are going to put a statement inside that case and then finish with a breakpoint, not a breakpoint, but with a break, and then you can go over to the next case. And then if you want to close the switch statement, it's better to do a default branch statement that it will return the default value if none of those options that you put are inputted, basically. Okay, so with that in mind, this was our chapter 3. This, oh my gosh, how many months in this chapter are? The thing is, there are so many other things in this chapter that, we started programming here. So I'm very happy with the result, and I'm very happy that you guys are actually liking these tutorials, and we are more and more closer to Unity. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and see you guys next time. Okay, bye bye.